Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another SLG Meetup. Your host Alvaro to bring you another interesting guest to talk about something within the luxury real estate space. And in this particular episode, we're gonna have Evan Soltoff. He's the VP of Operations at Egermans, where they specialize on some of the most modern German kitchens, and they're just revolutionizing the way that we represent those kitchens in our beautiful homes. So who doesn't like to have a nice kitchen at their property? And for that, we're gonna have Evan to talk all about it and the unique features that goes behind the scenes. So stay tuned and let's get him in. There you go. What's going on, Evan? How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
Fantastic. I heard you are in California right now.
I am. I'm here in beautiful sunny California, Southern California, Laguna Niguel.
Wow.
A little bit darker here right now, but the sun will come out soon. So.
Well, yes, because it's early in the morning there. So I appreciate you taking the time to be here with us today.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
No, absolutely. And I was very impressed because you guys have been in business for over 100 years, and the way that you are doing the bespoke, modern luxury kitchens, right, at all these impressive homes, there's been a huge transition from where you started versus where you are today. So tell us a little bit about Egermans and really the DNA behind the brand.
Sure. Thanks again for that's a great question. So Egersmann itself was founded in 1908 in Germany. Wilhelm Egersmann was the founder, and it's a fifth generation company at this point in Germany. So even the sons of the current CEO are getting involved in the business, starting from the ground up in production. For myself, I started our business here in Pennsylvania, in the United States, and with our family handling the distribution in the United States and Canada and Latin America. And it was a great partner with Egersmann in Germany. It was a fantastic opportunity for us to have a direct channel to bring the product to our clients around the United States. And before we were working with them, we were also just kind of a local shop in our hometown, selling fixtures and doing all the construction work and everything, selling many different unique brands. But we were fortunate enough to partner with Egersmann as a company.
Amazing. No, I love it. And it's so beautiful to see the results, right, of all the kitchens that you are putting in all these incredible properties. What are some of the properties that you work with? Is there a specific niche?
I mean, certainly coastal communities are, definitely a big draw for us. I think clients really love our product in those homes when they can open up doors and windows and make the space just open and airy, let the breeze, flow through. I think a lot of people are looking at what we consider to be modern product and adding some warmth to it, taking our materials, which we have quite a lot of, and adding some extra, just making it a little bit warmer. So people are kind of ready, I think, for switching from something from the traditional to transitional side, but to go, directly to stark modern is a little bit too much in some cases. So I think adding that material we have, warmth, is what they're looking for.
No, I love that. And you mentioned about the partnerships, right? That it's so important these days because you're working with a German design business that you're bringing into the US, and a lot of people are curious to see what that would look like. So in terms of the properties that you're currently working with, what's been like the best approach in order to make logistics easier, right?
So in terms of like bringing the product into the home,
Yes.
So, I mean, it's got to be very well organized in terms of exportation from Germany, from the factory. We handle that directly. So everything is in our individual containers. We don't ship consolidated. That's important for us to make sure that the product arrives here very safely. No damages. That's our number one thing, right? We want to have a zero damage, delivery, and we take great pride in our delivery crews. So they're trained on how to handle the product. I mean, you might think that it's simple with just moving boxes around, but understanding what to place on the ground, what not to, when you need more people to hold something. And so we implement those warehouses around the country. And I would just say another thing about it is the less handling, the better, right? So if we can bring it directly to the client's home in the least amount of stops, that's going to always prove for the best option. Of course, we're dealing in sometimes with high rises and condominium buildings, and you know, certainly in the Miami market and in the California market, we have that. And so we'll work with, you know, the people in the building to ensure that we've got the right freight elevators in use. We can clear around corners and maneuver everything into place. So that is a challenge for sure, logistics. But we do that work in the front end because we're making this to order. So by the time we're bringing it there, it has to fit.
No, exactly. No, and the reason I was asking about it is because so many times when people get so excited about getting their kitchen into their beautiful home, then there's issues, right? Because logistically, when you're bringing something from overseas, it takes time. It has different things that go into place. So knowing that you've been in business for so long, it also says that there is a lot of different steps that already help the process to be smoother. Now, I wanted to talk about what's your craziest story that you've got, because I'm sure that there's a lot of picky people. So what is some of the things that you're encountering these days?
Boy, well, I don't know if this is the craziest one, but I had a very interesting client myself that, you know, I got a chance to work with, and they wanted a particular appliance in their home that generally is used in commercial applications, and they just insisted on it, absolutely must have it. It's called a salamander, which is a kind of what you'd use to keep things hot and warm, and generally we're not normally to have those in homes. But he wanted to get a variance from his insurance company and all this stuff. It was quite a process. In the end, I think they put it in, but I followed up with them a year or so later, and they ended up never using it, so they just removed it. But all the work to get it through. I think that's just kind of a funny one, but a direct customer that I work with, you know, to have that. I mean, in general, the best customers that we can work with, we get stories where they'll work with us, and then they might have a second home in you know, somewhere in Europe, and they'll go into this happened recently where we just finished a client's house here in Texas actually, and they went to Paris because they have a home there, and they went to look for our company there as well. And you can, right? So you can walk into an Eggersman in Dallas, in New York, or in Paris, right? You can see us everywhere, and we can assist you there as well.
100%, very nice. Now, in terms of the biggest lesson that you've learned over all these years in business, because there is definitely a lot of things that have changed. So what is one thing that you've learned that's like, wow, this definitely will help in the business for anybody?
I think first of all, I think for customers, it's more listening than talking. Mm-hmm. We have a tendency to anticipate what the client wants, which is good, but it's also okay to let them talk. The more they can talk about it, the more they get excited about it. They just want someone to listen to what they need. And then the second part that I think is really an important one is documentation. Maybe it's not a new thing, but that's something I always remind our designers, our team, is to ensure that, you know, it's okay to say something. It's good to have a conversation. Follow it up with something in writing. Make sure that everybody's on the same page. That's not just to protect yourself, but it's also to make sure the customer understands exactly what we are talking about. That the designer understands that that there's no confusion. And I think those two things you can't go wrong on, really. You just can't.
I love it. Perfect. Now, is there any other locations that you are expanded to this year? Because I've seen a variety of different places at the moment.
Yeah, so we have several dealer partners that we're talking to in terms of different locations that we've opened. We have a new partner in Hawaii, so they have a new, beautiful new display they've just installed. I'm here in Laguna Niguel, so this is our newest location. We are just putting the finishing touches on the paint, just finished the displays behind me. So this will be the big launch for the year. In October, we're going to have a nice big grand opening. We've got, you know, we really have to put in all the accessories, the parts that make it feel like home. So once we do that, we'll be able to launch. And certainly next year, maybe we have some other locations coming soon.
Amazing. Well, the last question I want to ask, which is something that we always ask our guests, within all these things that you've done with the bespoke, modern, luxury kitchen, what is really luxury to you?
Yeah. So I think, of course, we could talk about a luxury product, but I think the experience is the luxury. And I think in your business and everything that we do in real estate and all of it, it's the buyer experience is what ends up being the product. It's not just the product itself, right? It's the whole process. So from the moment they walk through the door to the day that, we hand them the keys, but even beyond that. So it's coming into the showroom and enjoying the experience from the highest level, the materials, the product itself, the care afterwards. It's all of those things, because even the care afterwards is going to lead them to a lifelong experience with Eggersman, and not just saying, this was a one-time purchase and we're done. Because we have so many people that come back to us. That's the biggest compliment that I think any of us could ever receive.
That's the best.
The best. Yeah, everybody knows how we're working that way, and I think that's true luxury to me, is the process, the experience from start to finish. And of course, I think that doesn't mean that you can't have challenges. Every project, every construction project, every design project will run into challenges. It's how you handle those challenges. So from start to finish, starting off on that elevated level of service, ending on the elevated level of service, and tackling each challenge as it comes along in the appropriate way. That's luxury.
I love that. Well said. And I wish you all the best. I'm sure that you guys are going to continue doing amazing. Can't wait for the new opening in October. Let me know, because I might be there as well.
Absolutely.
And it will be a pleasure to keep on working together. On the meantime, for anybody that is looking to work with you or has any questions, what's the best way to contact?
So if you visit our website, eggersmanusa.com, we've got all of our locations listed there. You can send us an email, info@eggersmanusa.com, and we'll make sure we get you connected to one of our designers in-house. Certainly we have locations that serve the entire United States and the islands and Canada as well.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate your time. I know you're getting started with your day, so wishing you all the best, and we'll see each other very soon.
Thanks, Alvaro. Good to talk to you. Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.